get to change their perspective on life, because going off just killing somebody because you're mad at him about a disagreement, you're not gonna hate this person in 5 to 10 years. Like, you're gonna feel totally different after you mature. So I feel like we gotta somehow talk to the people that are somewhat, I ain't gonna say somewhat, the people that are dangerous in our communities, and tell them, like, it's a different way to live. It's a better way to live. Like, if you saying that it's no jobs or it's no production in Niagara Falls or the Lockport area, then we got to get y'all out there and voting. We got to get y'all out there and start, talking and speaking to the youth and tell them that, drug dealing ain't the way. Killing your enemy ain't the way, because people talk about the violence within our communities, and it's people like us, like, we want to see the change, but it's like we can't really go and talk to these individuals without meeting some type of, animosity. You know what I mean? Or I feel like we get angrier with the people that look like us. You're more likely to hurt me because I'm trying to help you, rather than hurt somebody that's really harming you. So it's like, take the advice and I ain't gonna say grow up, but it's time to grow up. Like, we can't keep killing our own, because these are people's kids. Like, and these kids have kids now. Like,
facts.
We're not allowing our youth to even grow.
And Nick, like, yo, you chimed in last week, man, and it was very powerful, man. Give us your take, man, on the climate, just the climate in our city, period. But I mean, it's gotten worse, over the last month or so, man. Man, how you feeling?
It's rough out there, I'm not in the streets, but I see the streets, if that makes sense. I know a lot of people that's in the streets, so I can feel, I can get a pulse for kind of what's going on, and I see a lot. I might not say nothing, but I'm very observant. I'm probably one of the most observant persons that you're gonna meet. Because if you think something that I'm not paying attention, I see everything. So I think the one thing that we need to understand and realize is that it's what your purpose is, or you don't have a example of what good leadership is, or what it is to be a father, or what it is to be a mother, or how to be the best type of man that you can be, or the best type of woman that you can be, because you never grew up with that. Right? So you would think logically, I have been through this trauma. I don't want to continue to go through this trauma, nor do I want to put anybody that's around me in that same trauma. But it's going to take you to make that move. We need to understand that it's not other people. We have to stop pointing the fingers at the mayor, stop pointing the finger at the sheriff's department or the police department. It's us. We can't think that these people are going to care about us if we don't care about ourselves.
Then you got to blame the system on that too, because in education, that beats down the mental of a man and a woman feeling some type of pride. We don't hear about, let me think of some great people. Louis Latimer. We don't hear about, people like that. We don't hear about people that help make the that really helped Eli Whitney make the cotton gin. You don't hear about Black Sam and all these other people. You know what I mean? Like, so as far as admiration for ourselves, we get told, you guys were slaves. So you know what I mean? That beats the mental. So my thing is, I didn't understand self until college, and I took an African American studies class, and my teacher instilled so many great things in me, and I was like, yo, I got to keep tapping in. I got to keep doing this. And I feel like if we had more of that at a young age, that might actually change what we talking about right now, because you giving them some type of role model besides just the MLK. You giving
Right.
them other people to say, like, you know what, I actually can be an engineer because I'm actually learning about an engineer.
Right.
You know, I can actually be a teacher because I'm learning about a black teacher.
Right.
You gotta instill, you know, dreams in people. That's why I said we need more black superheroes, because we got to be seen in a certain light. Like,
Right. So let me step back a little bit, right? Because let me be the first to say and acknowledge some of the things that we did wrong to each other.
Right.
Okay. So I would say probably, and I'll just say this as a general, this isn't specifically, but I want to say the generation that came before us, honestly, they fucked up. I'm just going to keep it honest with you. They fucked up. Okay, mama and daddy was working, or mama and daddy was caught up in the crack age, so they was jacked up. So who did we have taking care of us? Either Big Mama was taking care of us, Auntie was taking care of us, or you was taking care of yourself, or you had a sister or a cousin that you was pawned off on. Okay, so this is not to bash our parents, because they did what they did, and they tried as best as they could. And I want to shout out all the parents that are 50 plus who took care of us and did what they had to do and tried to provide a better life for us. So I commend all of y'all.
Let's shoot. I'm gonna cut you real quick because I have two awesome people over here.
Okay.
That I know it's a lot of fire over here, and I know they got that plenty to weigh in on, because they live this life too. They understand, you know, what's around us. You know what I mean? So Shayna and Kayla, how y'all feel about it? I mean, true story is that, you know, you see what's going on. You see, you know, what the media pushes out, but then we also see what we have to deal with here in the city. We've seen this violence for a long time now. What is your take on it?
For me, I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little sheltered in the sense that, like, I just kind of do my own thing, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I lived through a lot of different things, and I feel like at this point I just kind of stay on my side. Like, I stay, you know, where I'm at, and it is, I feel like I live like just over the bridge, you know, away from a lot of stuff that's going on. But for the most part, I just keep trying to prepare my kids, you know what I mean? And they are sheltered, you know, so we know about these things, and I just teach them and try to instill in them good moral code and knowing how to work for the stuff that you need and be entrepreneurs, you know, and stuff like that. So that's something that I'm trying to instill in my children. It's not so you won't have to turn to the streets, I guess. Is get something that you like, and trying to find those things for my children. They're still small, but for the most part, like I say, I shelter them, and they aren't aware of those things. Like,
All right. Well, I dig. You know what I mean? Because you want to protect your kids
Absolutely.
and protect their innocence as well. Shayna, how you feeling?
I feel like we're never getting away from it.
yeah.
And it's happening more and more every day. So we having more conversations of it, but now it's like trying to find a solution.
Right.
How to get these guns off the streets, how to keep these black men busy, how to bring more jobs into Niagara Falls so everybody is not out here starving and coming after each other.
Right.
As long as they keep printing money, we all can get it. So if we find more ways that black men, black women, just people in general can get to the money, then maybe that'll solve some of the problems. I mean, because what are they killing each other over? You know.
A lot of it is power. I always say that you can't talk about crime without talking about poverty.
Right.
And I want to connect with people that's on here as well. Jean Hopkins, she asked a question. She said, "Do you feel that Niagara Falls is a planned poverty area? Like it or not, poverty is a business."
yeah,
Yo,
I do.
when I tell you that's factual, I believe that, you know, poverty is pushed to certain areas for a reason, and it's a dollar sign. It definitely is. I mean, you know, you got areas, and I always talk about it. I mean, when you know, the system knows, our state official knows, our local county, our county knows, our city official knows about these places called 19th Street. These places called, you know what I mean, Midtown areas. They know about the Highland areas. They know about certain portions of Niagara Street, like some of these areas that has been run down for a long time, and no one's addressing it. They're signing legislation, and they're fighting for golf courses, and they're fighting for all kind of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they're voting on a whole bunch of other stuff, but they know that there are certain areas that are consistently dealing with violence, dealing with drugs, and of course, a lot of that is to keep it there so it doesn't spill over into certain portions where they live at. So,
yeah, because if you look at these areas, if you walk outside, there's nothing that's going to get you motivated.
Right.
I mean, you look outside, it's dim.
Right.
It's banded buildings. You go to the gas station, it's about 10 guys out there. They may be smoking, rolling dice. Like, none of that is going to motivate you to want to do anything better but join that crowd.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're fighting against a mindset. That's really what it is. It's like changing the mindset. Get some of these abandoned buildings and do something with it. So, like, if you do go outside, you're motivated to do something better because you see better.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Right, and you know what's crazy is like I had a vision, not really a vision, but I was walking down Main Street because I used to live on Main Street, right across the street from the police station. And one day I just walked outside. I was going across the street to Sass, and I'm like, I see the Jens building, and I'm like, I remember going to the Jens building as a kid, like when they was just getting ready to close down. So I remember like walking in there and how big it was. And like, so this developer that now has bought Jens, that same idea where he wanted to make like he's basically what the thing is with Jens is they want to make the downstairs all commercial property, real estate. And they want to keep some of the, I think the second or third or maybe second, third and fourth floor all residential. So they want to make it apartment buildings and things like that. That was one of the ideas that I had, but my thing was to make it all commercial, make the whole thing commercial, but you bring in community businesses. Right. So such and such that does hair, give her the opportunity to open up her own shop in the Jens building. So now we have ownership and we own a salon in the Jens building. Such and such that's over here that's on the corner that watches kids. Now let's bring them into the Jens building. So now we have a daycare. So now we don't have an issue with somebody coming to work in the office on the other side because we got a call center over there that services whatever. And we got a bank over here, somebody that's good with money, that's an accountant that can open up a savings account or a credit union over here. So now you have the salon, you have your business, you have your bank, and you have your daycare. It's the same similar process that Google is doing in all over the country. You go to Google, you work for Google, you go to one place. Everything is right there. People can rent office space to actually live in. They can bring their kids. They can do their banking all in one location. Google wanted to make it an effort so that the people, the co-workers there specifically have no reason not to show up for work.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to do is to eliminate the building blocks. But I mean, overall, it's a good idea. We want to make sure that we provide that, and we want to make sure that at least we got something coming into the city because right now there's nothing.
Right.
So
we got nothing.
We definitely, and here's the thing, along with the fact that we don't have anything, there's a level of apathy. It just people just don't care.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, we get excited. We we'll come out, we'll scream, and we want our voices to be heard. But afterwards, again, we don't come out.
Right.
We don't come out afterwards. There's no follow up. We have a big problem with the follow up. We're not voting locally.
Right.
Locally. We have a caller. Good evening. This is Black Reality Unscripted. How are you today? Hold on. Let me just do something really quick because I forgot to connect. Just want to make sure that I'm doing things the right way. All right, you're here on Black Reality Unscripted.
Hello.
Hey, this is the awesome Mrs. Laura Allen, the Reverend Laura Allen. How are you doing, love?
Hey, Rev.
Good. I was told to call in. Maybe I could help answer a couple questions.
Yes, you can. I'm certainly sure you can.
So for all y'all that don't know, Sister Laura Allen is also the commissioner for the voting commission, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I apologize if I addressed your or said your title incorrectly, but Reverend she was my Sunday school teacher. And when I tell you, outside of my mother who passed away, Sister Reverend Allen is the most realist, down-to-earth woman that I know to date. And I wanted to get her to come in and at least speak on a little bit of the voting aspect to kind of show and represent just how much we have a lack of voters. And I'm sure she can go ahead and kind of share a little bit more on that.
Well, somebody told me that you cannot move ahead by looking in the rearview mirror. So we have the opportunity as people to get out and vote. Get out and vote, because we have been lax in voting down through the years, and a lot of times people in the church have been lax in voting. God has told us how to handle things, and one of those things we should get out and vote, and we haven't done our due diligence. To those who have, thank you. We have something called voter history. You can get voter history, and you can see who has voted in the last 20 years. By looking back year after year, I see that just a lot of people, now they're registered, don't get me wrong, they're registered to vote. It is a difference between being registered and actually exercising your right to vote.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, can you do me a favor? Because of my lack of knowing what I was supposed to do, I'm going to have you hang up and call right back so you can get even a better reception, so everybody can hear you nice and clear, because this information is good information that needs to be heard.
Okay, you want me to call right back?
Right back. And we're going to sit here and we're going to wait for you.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, dear.
I just love her.
She is amazing, man.
I had to get her.
Her kids, Laura, and all of them. Tomorrow, these are gems. Here she is. Hello.
Is that better?
That is so much better. There we go.
Okay.
So I know we definitely have an issue, especially in what I consider a lot of the impoverished and the black and brown community as it pertains to us actually getting up and getting out to vote, especially locally. I know a lot of us put a whole bunch of emphasis on the federal election, but when it comes down to the people that we can actually touch and actually go talk to personally, we have a level of apathy. We just don't care. We think, it's that portion, and then there's the other portion of those, and that's another subject matter of those who actually vote and then they turn around and don't hold no one accountable. But I love to have, because you're a gem, and again, I just want to put that out there personally and in public, that you are a gem here in Niagara Falls, and I certainly appreciate all the work that you do. So you can give me your take on that.
Well, I think that we've had a lot of misinformation in our community when it comes to voting. For just some of the misinformation, you'd be surprised at the young people that has had trouble with the law, that have a felony, and they think that, okay, I have a felony, I'll never be able to vote again. This is not true. Once you are done with whatever you have to do, if you have probation, whatever, as one of the kids told me, if you're off paper, that's the way that he explained it. All you have to do is fill out a registration card, and you are entitled to vote again in New York State. So a lot of our young people think that just because you had some difficulties in the past that you're not eligible to vote forever, and that's another misconception. Another misconception is, during this time, the governor of New York State has come out with all kinds of executive orders to make it easy for everybody to vote. Even if you can't get to a poll You can vote by absentee ballot.
Yeah.
Now, it's so many ways you can do that. You can go online, and I'll give you the website if you're ready.
Absolutely.
You can go to elections, elections, .niagara, NIAGARA, .ny.us. That's elections.niagara.ny.us. On that website, if you've moved, you can download a registration form, print it out, and send it in. You cannot register online. You cannot register online. And there's so many different people out there that's telling people that you can register to vote online. You cannot. We need a signature, a printed signature, so we can put you in the book, so we can scan your signature when you go and vote. That's the way to do it. And if you cannot make it to your polling site, then you can also download an absentee ballot application.
That's so funny that you say that, Reverend Allen, and I apologize because when like I go on social media, and I'm sure that you guys have probably seen it as well. Sometimes in Facebook or Instagram, they'll be like, register to vote, click here. You can't, just as Reverend Allen said, you can't register to vote online.
Right.
So
No,
the information that
you can get a registration form online.
Okay.
But
Right.
you have to fill that out and
That
mail
makes
it in. We need a signature because, when you vote, your signature is in the book.
Right.
The only way your signature gets in that book is if you sign and it's scanned.
Okay.
So
Right.
that's definitely one of the things. When you move, like you have people that move every 3 weeks, when you make sure that you fill out another registration form, because what happens is the post office sends you something, and we'll send you something. It's called a National Change of Address, NCOA. It comes back to us, and it tells us that you've moved. So and a lot of times people don't have any forwarding address. There's nothing you can do if we don't have. So when you get to the polls, then you're all mad because you said, well, I always voted here, and I want to, and you're ready to fight the election inspector when you moved and you didn't do your due diligence.
Yeah, I had that problem. Not gonna lie.
That happened to me before too.
To move, I'm going to give you some hope. When you move, if you can vote two ways. One is an affidavit. You can vote by a sworn affidavit. They'll give you a ballot, put it in an envelope. After you choose who you want, when it comes back to the Board of Elections, it'll be researched. If we see that you've moved and you're the same person, we will count that ballot. Another way is on election night, we have a judge, and you can come see the judge. I've been there many, many years, and I don't think I've ever seen the judge turn anybody away that wanted to vote. You can vote by court order. Those are the only two ways you can vote if your name is not in a book. Affidavit, you can vote right there, and yes, it will be counted. Yes, let me say it again. It will be counted. A lot of people think that they're not counted. Trust me, y'all. I have been through the garbage making sure that everything was there.
Yeah.
It will be counted. So by all means, those are ways, even if your name is not there, vote. You got to be at the correct polling site.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have time to go on election day, we have two early voting sites. One is in the town of Lockport, and one is St. John de La Salle on Buffalo Avenue. With time for 9 days. Go on that same website, find out what time is good for you, and then go and vote. You got 9 starting October 24th to go and vote. You have Saturdays, Sundays. It is so easy to go and vote. You don't have to wait until election day.
Right.
So what that sounds like is that there's no excuse for anybody not to go vote.
No, there's absolutely no no excuse. You can get there. You can vote. If you have until October 9th to register for this election. If you are a new voter, you have until October 9th. Get your registration form and mail it in to us. We go by the date on the postmarked date. If you mail that registration in today, we'll look at the date you mailed it in, and then we will clock it in on the day that it gets there. But you have until October 9th to register to vote if you are a new voter.
And see, here's the thing about it, and I always try to make mention of this, how important it is to actually go out and vote. Because here's the thing, when you're voting for your mayor and you're voting for your city council, like your city councils, these are the people who are voting on how they're going to spend your money, your tax dollars. You know what I'm saying? Your mayor, when we talk about, our police department, if you have a gripe with them and you have a gripe with certain person of the administration, they're the ones that pick the chief. So you're voting for people who are going to, at some point, choose how things are ran in our local government. You know what I'm saying? Federal is so far away.
That is correct. You are. Tip O'Neill was the Speaker of the House many, many years ago, probably before any of you guys was born. And one of the things that he said, and I'm sure that you will recognize it, is that all politics is local. All politics is local, because no matter what's going on in Washington, you can't go and get help in your city there.
Right.
You have to do your local elected officials.
That's so important.
You got to deal with them, because that's the powers that be at this point.
Right.
This is right here. This is good information. This is nuggets that I'm hoping that the listeners that are on here, man, like, pay attention. Tell your family members. Each one reach one. We got to make sure that we use our levels of influence. You know what I mean, to pull people out, get our family, our cousins, and little Boo Boo and Ray Ray and all them. Make sure they register. Little Kiki and all of them. make sure they all register to vote. You know what I mean? Because that's where a lot of the change is going to start. And then you have to continue to be, you have to be a forward mover afterwards. You have to follow through after you're done. Hold the people that you vote accountable.
Right.
And don't think, another thing that I hear a lot is my vote don't count. My vote don't count.
Yes, it do.
I work with a man that lost 2 elections by 1 vote.
Yep.
And his brother was one of the people that didn't vote.
Wow.
That's crazy.
He lost 2 elections by 1 vote, and he'll tell you he lost an election twice by 1 vote. Your vote counts. I can't speak for what goes on all over the world, but I can speak for what goes on in Niagara County. And your vote counts.
Right.
It really makes all of them absentees, affidavits, court orders, however you vote, it counts. It counts.
Awesome. Well, you know what? We certainly thank you for calling in. We got one more call.
Thank
but
you,
thank
Rev.
you so
I
much.
appreciate you.
We appreciate
you're quite welcome. You guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for letting me be there.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for calling in, because you definitely gave me some information.
Right.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Okay. All right.
Black Reality Unscripted. Who am I speaking?
Hi, this is Jill Shaw.
Hey, Jill. How
What
are
up,
you?
Jill?
How you doing, Jill?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
We're good. We're good. Here, listen. This is Miss Jill Shaw. She's a community activist herself. She's, trying to work it out. You know what I mean? So shoot us a line. Let us know what you're doing. What's going on with you, huh?
So we got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
The plan is that what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to get $20,000 up in the next couple weeks, and we're going to do a gun buyback program, and we're going to give $500 cash. So in order to do that, we need the community, because $20,000 is not about to fall out nobody ass. And another thing, it's dangerous out here right now for all of us. None of these bullets got names on them.
Right.
And I don't know if anybody else is done crying or worried about who got shot. But the problem is that next time, that bullet is going to go to someone who wasn't intended for. So before it gets to that point, let's get the guns out the dummies' hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ugh, y'all got to excuse me. I'm exhausted. I've been begging for money all day. Okay. No, seriously, I really have. I'm exhausted. I'm parched with all that.
So Jill, kind of explain how that program works, so people don't, so they kind of know exactly what's going on with the buyback program.
Okay, so with the buyback program, it's like a no questions asked. If say whatever is the gun, I don't care if you went out and killed 30 people with the gun. They're not tracing guns. They're doing nothing with them. It's no trace. It's a law. It's a federal law. So it's okay to turn the gun in. You know what I mean? So people scared because they might get in trouble turning in the guns and all that. But with this program, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about what you did with the gun. And it's also good for people who are ready to settle down and put their guns down and say they don't want to do that no more. Shit, get $500 for your gun. And a lot of people that's going around being irresponsible with their guns are dummies anyways. Responsible people are, you know what I mean? Responsible people are not going around to 7-Eleven for 20 packs of cigarettes for $20.
Right.
Okay? So if we get money, we can get the guns out those people's hands because those are the dangerous people.
Right.
I don't want to take guns from people who is doing the right things with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, even what is the right thing to do with a gun? I ain't about to get into that. But the people that are misusing them, we need to take them from them. And the way to take them from them is to offer them money because what are they doing? That's what that's the end result.
Exactly.
Money.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
Jill, quick question. This Shayna, how are you raising the money?
well, I'm begging. I'm begging, and I want all of us to reach out to any contacts that we do have and people that want to see a change in our neighborhood. And big corporations, I think that our stores, our store owners, they want to be safe.
Right.
I feel like, for instance, I talked to John Syracuse today. I believe he's a legislator for Niagara County, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I explained to him, I understand that $500 is a lot of money for a gun, but that has never been done in the United States anywhere. So, like, for instance, Chicago, they did their gun buyback program. They got 26 guns. That's less than 1%. They gave these people $100 gift cards. No one's dropping that off. That's ridiculous. That's a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I gotta get back on my topic. Whew, I'm exhausted. So, anyways, I talked to John Syracuse. That's what I was saying. So I explained to him in his language. So it costs. Okay, anybody, I don't care who you is, insurance, these guns is affecting all of us. It affects insurance companies, it affects, right? It affects Medicaid, it affects everyone. Because even the people, if you just get shot in your leg, how much is it going to cost for Medicaid to keep paying over and over for you to keep going to see the doctor? It's going to cost more than $500, right?
Yeah, in the hospital usually about $20,000.
Right. So even then, that's saving money. And that's what, how can I say this without being ignorant? That's what some people want to do. They want to save money, but I want to save lives. Right. And if the people that want to save money want to give me money to save a life, then I'm willing to take it.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. No, absolutely.
So it's just as simple as that. And a funeral costs a lot more than $500 too.
Sure does. Right. 12,
so you gonna pay it now or you gonna pay it later? Is pretty much what you're saying.
Facts.
Right.
You want to pay it to the tax people, or you want to pay it to Teddy and the Reverend when they come pick you up?
Right.
And another thing that's gonna make taxes go up. Violence going up, taxes going up. We're gonna have to pay more police to be out on the street. So either way, it's affecting us. So why can't we as a community just get together? Especially all of us black people, because we're really the ones being affected by it. Right. If we don't get together and do it and demand it from the people who work for us, because we put these people in these positions to give us the yes or no answers, well, we don't got to take no.
Right.
We're going to give them, we're going to go at them, we're going to say, this is what we're doing, and this is when we're doing it.
Well, you're going to get this work. That's what it is. They got to get this work. You know what I'm saying? That's just it.
So, Jill, what I want to do, and I'm just going, because I have a firm belief that if you going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. Jill, I know it ain't a lot, but I'm going to give you $50 towards what's going on.
Same here.
Tonight. And,
thank you.
Yeah, I want to donate too.
So,
tonight.
Thank you.
You got a Cash App? How are you collecting the money?
So that's what we're doing tonight. We're having a meeting tonight
Okay.
at the Peacemakers' new headquarters here on Highland.
Hey.
Beautiful event.
We are going to have a
Awesome.
meeting. We're going to have a meeting tonight, and then we're going to lay the law down, and we're going to say who's in charge of this, who's in charge of this, because we need, first of all, this operation is our operation. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it together. And when I say us, I mean us black folks.
Right.
We're going to put it together the way that we want it done, and then we're going to drop it off
Right.
to them, and then they're going to do it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
That's
you
at
know
8
what I
o'clock
mean?
tonight. 8 o'clock at the Tulip Building. I can't remember the addresses. I want to say like
you can't miss it.
3425?
Yeah.
I just said 3425. I think it is.
Okay, I think 3425.
I always remember.
So
numbers.
you trying to get together
Yeah.
20
Highland.
grand, you
Is that
said,
the
correct?
address?
Yeah, at least $20,000.
Okay.
What's okay? Let me
That's
tell you
doable.
something, and I hope I got enough time. $20,000, and I be trying to censor myself what I'm saying. $20,000
No
right
censor-
now.
no censorship here. You got to say what you got to say.
Right now
Talk,
on
Jill.
Niagara Falls Boulevard, say a little poodle go out in the middle of the road and his poor little leg get knocked off. I know a lot of people. They're gonna put up a GoFundMe. They're gonna put the picture of the little poodle up, and by the time 8 o'clock the next morning when the surgeon get there, they're damn near have $45,000 waiting on
Oh
hold for it to
yeah.
get fixed
Oh, you
up.
already know.
Okay,
You already
so
know.
how come we can't get that money together in a couple weeks?
Right.
Oh, but let me
We
look
can
at
get
it. Let me look at it. I'm gonna show you another realistic situation that actually happened. When the
31.25.
little bakery
3125.
31. Okay, 31.25.
31.25 Highland.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm
So
surprised I really remember
what
that
I don't know if y'all remember when the little bakery got robbed, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yo, before the end of that night, they had raised on GoFundMe over $40,000. Do you not
Right.
think half
Perfect
of that,
example.
if half of that is not worth getting the guns out off our, you know what I'm saying? At least trying to get guns off the street. That's illegal guns. You know what I'm saying? That's killing our
Right.
people. Like, you don't think a person's life, the young man that got killed over there by the Red House, the other got gunshots that happened in the last few days, you don't think that, you know, half of what they raised for a little bakery being robbed, you know what I'm saying, is worth these people's lives and the safety of our community?
Right.
I get it. I'm with you. I'm
I
with you
feel like it's all the
1,000%.
way worth it.
Right, I'm with you. We with you 1,000%. So we with you. We gonna put our money where our mouth is over here
Absolutely.
on Black Reality Unscripted.
Absolutely.
Thank you
That's
so much.
exactly
for
what we need to do.
Dante gonna have my cut.
Absolutely.
I got to give it to him today.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna
That's
bring it.
what's up. Got to start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jill, for calling in. You're more than welcome to call in any Saturday at 5 when we hitting. But yeah, thank you so much, and that's good information. And everybody that's watching, you know what I mean. If you can, you know what I'm saying, make your way over
8
to
o'clock.
the Peacemaker, our hub. You know what I mean. Our man, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful grand opening today, man.
It was nice.
Yeah, and we appreciate everybody that came out there. And Jill was out there. You was representing. You know what I mean. So absolutely. So 8 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock tonight. Thank you so much,
8
Jill.
o'clock tonight is important. And one more thing before you sign me off.
Uh-huh.
You know, we don't know who is promised tomorrow. And you don't know, it could be your own child life that you're saving next week.
That's
Okay.
deep.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you can't prevent. It's all preventative. This
That's
is
it.
preventative.
Proactive.
This is
You
preventative.
definitely- Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you
All right.
so
But
much.
I love all y'all for
Love
real.
you back.
Love you,
Yeah,
huh?
we can definitely do this.
Absolutely. We're going to do
Thank
we going to
you.
do it.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
All right, love.
See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yo, I mean, honestly, that's reality
That's
right now,
reality.
man. You was representing, you know what I mean? So,
hold on,
absolutely.
I'm
What
was that?
But
all right, love.
see y'all later. Bye-bye.
That's my phone. I'm sorry, guys.
I was like,
I was like, what is it?
what? Stone Cold was coming through.
Right.
Yeah, so basically, but this is real though. You know what I'm saying? So you know what? I want to get back to a good point, a point that we're talking about, because this is really a continuation of our last conversation: community accountability.
Accountability, right?
And this is huge for me, and I'm sure it's huge for everybody that's in this room, because we need to hold our people accountable.
Right.
Now, I got a list of names on my Facebook from a lot of people. You know, a handful of people, a lot of people who, you know, you get the common people, you know, the common people that are always considered leaders and considered, you know, influencers. My question is where are they now? That's a question that I'm posing now. My man Nick made a good challenge last week, and I am doubling down on that challenge. Mm-hmm. When are you going to step up and let's get past all of our, our personal interests, because we got a lot of those. You know what I mean? We got a lot of people who are influencers,
right,
but they're only willing to use their influence when it benefits their personal interests.
Let me stand in and say this, because when I seen the live that Dante had with the Peacemakers breaking ground on a new facility, and I seen in the background the suits. I'm not gonna name no names, or y'all think I should put it out there?
Hey, I'm free.
So Mr. Owen Steed, who is our county legislator, okay, Mr. Steed, I don't see you at a lot of real functions where things need to physically change. Where I see you is I see you coming to the black churches, and I see you showing up when it's award time, and I see you showing up when it's breaking ground time, or I see you showing up when there's something prevalent coming up in the city. If I'm not mistaken, I think your residence is still Calumet. You still live on Calumet Avenue. There was somebody who was, they shoot over there all the time. Where are you? Where are you at? You are a county legislator. You should be there providing support, providing resources, not even support, the resources alone. You are one of the key persons that have an influence in our local government. Mm-hmm. Where are you? Where are you at? Now, I understand everybody got a life, but you shouldn't have took the job if you couldn't make your commitment to that role. There is, when you make a commitment to serve community, that is one of the highest achievements, or one of the highest things that somebody in the United States has to be held accountable for. There is a role, and there is a assumption that I put my community in your hands. We're expecting you to get out there and do something, or influence something, or help fund something, or help find resources, or do anything. But I don't see a lot of that actually happening. I might be wrong. Maybe you do stuff on the back end, and that's well and good. But let's show up to some things that actually mean something. Let's actually put some funds, or allocate some funds towards something that really means something, like maybe the 4th District, or anything past Highland Bridge. How about that? Let's talk there. Let's start working there. We got all this land, but I don't see nobody buying up houses. I don't see nobody buying up property to put houses on this land. We got a lot of vacant buildings. Nobody's doing nothing with it. Owen Steed, what's your outlook on this? Let's hear you come up with some solutions, or explain to us why you haven't been there. See, what we have to understand is that if we decide to hold somebody accountable, there's 3 things that we need to expect from somebody, right? So first off is we need to be transparent with what's going on. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we need to understand and actually see what it is that you're saying that you're supposed to be doing. Right? So that's where we then make you accountable for your actions. So you say you had $50,000 come into the 4th District, but you didn't put any houses, or you didn't fix anything, or we ain't got a little pot on the damn light that shine down on the street in the middle. We ain't got none of that. The churches are still messed up. They still jacked up. And you got businesses on Highland that's all jacked up in houses. So where's the $50? Then what we need to do is we need to execute a plan to correct that action. And to be honest with you, an execution would be to remove somebody out of office, so that that issue is no longer happening. Right. And then what we need to do after we remove that person out of office is we need to have compliancy with what now we're doing. So we remove somebody out of office to put somebody in office, and we need to now hold them accountable and hold them to the fact that now they need to be complacent with what we're looking to do. So there's a couple different steps, and accountability is just one facet of what needs to happen. It's kind of like the ways to a means of actually starting something. But we can't hold, like I said, we can't hold the same people, not accountable if we don't care. It's just not going to work. So it's a lot. But Mr. Owen Steeds, where are you at?
Hey, got a question for you. You willing to be back here next week, right?
Yeah.
Listen here, because I want to be fair. You know what I mean? Because he called out Mr. Owen Steed. So hopefully somebody let Mr. Steed, if he don't get on here tonight and hear it. You know what I mean? Somebody let him know that the challenge and the call out has been, and next week we'd like for him to call in. You know what I mean? Because see, here's the thing, and this is what I like about this forum. I don't hold nothing back. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we're trying to hold people accountable, not to try to put somebody on Front Street, but
it's not about that.
It's for to make sure that we have effective change in our community.
Yeah.
So somebody allow Mr. Steve, let him know, share this video with him, however, you know what I'm saying? And then what I'm going to, because I'm not going to pressure nobody. All I do is put it out there. Next week at 5 o'clock, when we get on air, Mr. Owen Steed, I see Bob on here. I see a few people. I'm not gonna call out. I'm not gonna push it. I want him to call in because he, so
I don't want him to call it. He needs to make it here. He should come on.
If he can come,
Mr. Owen Steed, if you have time in your busy schedule, because I know you're doing a lot of legislation work for our half, we would like you to please attend this podcast that we have so you can be on camera. I'm sure you would love to be in front of the camera.
I think, just saying, the event today was beautiful. I didn't get to stay long, but it was a lot of faces out there that I was familiar with because, I worked in City Hall. So it was a lot of suits. What I think, and I didn't get to stay long because I had to come here, but when I did look around, it wasn't a lot of my age people there. Mm-hmm. And it could be because we're scared to come out. It also could be because we're just not coming out. Right. If it's a community event, we need the community there. You have an event right on Highland, right in the middle of the community where it's in walking distance. I myself did plenty of events, and nobody came out. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to keep talking about that, there's nothing to do in this community, but y'all not coming out.
Right.
Free events. It's 2 events that was happening. They did a beautiful job with the pop-up shop.
Yep.
Today.
Yeah.
My sister cooked, and I just watched the crowd. It was in and out. Not a lot of traffic, though. Why? It's a Saturday. The weather is beautiful. Why are people not coming out to these positive events that people are putting so much time to put together for you? Mm-hmm. Like, you can't say you don't have nothing to do.
And you can't say that you don't know, because it's all over Facebook. And you already on Facebook looking and everybody going live. A lot of people was going live when that young man got shot on Pine. Granted, the police was there. Y'all should have got off alive and went and seen if that boy needed some help. Or see if the cops needed some help finding what's going on. Or matter of fact, how about instead of you being on live, why don't you go find somebody who found the dude or know the dude that went to go shooting and grab his ass up and take him to the cops?
Right.
Well, how about you do that? Don't nobody want to hear that, though.
No.
I think that's what it is. It's the mindset.
Don't nobody want to hear that.
You're fighting a mindset. Like yes, come to these events. Come to these events. Support the people who are trying to give back to these communities, because we need y'all at these events. We need y'all faces. Like, it's one thing to have all these people in suits at these events. It don't matter to them. They're just there. But we need people in the age bracket from your 18 to the 24, your 24 to your 35. Where are y'all at?
Right.
Right.
Why are y'all not here?
The true story is this. I always say this a lot. You do what you want to do. You spend money on what you want to spend money on. You go where you want to go. You pay for what you want to pay for. You take the time. You will carve the time out of your schedule for anything that you want to do. But what happens is you don't take a sacrifice and because what happens is if I'm not already out, if I'm not already, near I got to get up and get dressed, or I'm not going to do it. We have such a lazy type of mentality until it's something that we want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Or until it's a phase that's on social media, like the rioting. Like everybody got on the rioting because everybody else was doing it and everybody else was getting notoriety. But then we got people that come to the riot just to show out, and then it turn into a block party with everybody aunties and uncles, and we sitting there twerking and dancing on live TV, like we making ourselves look like a bunch of idiots. Like you like we trying to steer them away from the image of black folks and how we do, but you gonna sit here and just put it right in their face and just show them that this is how we do.
Right.
Like absolutely not. Like what's wrong with you? Use common sense. It's not nothing about using or being unpopular. Use common sense when you do things.
I mean, but that just goes with it. People will support something negative
Absolutely.
way more better than they will support something positive.
And that's sad.
And that's it. Like, and you got to think of how many times a day a negative thought comes through your mind, and you hold that thought versus the one positive thing that comes through your mind. You don't stay on that thing. It's all in the mindset. You have to stay away from all that negativity and go to the positive, because if not, you gonna stay there.
True.
Mental culture. That's one of the biggest things that I talk about that a lot, because what happened is we develop this mentality. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things that come in. I'm gonna say it again. It's not for us to throw our culture away. We're not supposed to. Our culture, you know, there's portions of our culture that we have to be proud of. You know what I'm saying? That got our resilience. You know what I mean? The things that we may go through as a people, and we still come to the table at the end of the day. We still come back, and we're still here. Those things are to be proud of, but it's a lot of things that has kind of weaved its way into our culture and tainted it. A lot of foolery.
I was about to say that. It's just a lot of garbage.
A lot of
But
garbage.
it's a lot of jealousy too. There's a lot of jealousy. People that don't have no drive, and they seeing people out here starting food companies, starting their own handyman businesses. They see them starting their own oil companies. You jealous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people get really jealous and
There's
envious.
nothing to be jealous about. What you should be doing is you should be
Trying
helping
to
your brother. Empower your brother. Matter of fact, if you that jealous, why don't you come to the man that's doing what he need to do? And yo, bruh, how do I get like you?
Right.
How do I get like you? Show me out. You know, it's real funny, and I'm not. But when I started my own company, I had absolutely no clue what I'm doing. I had to reach out to one of the big homies in Buffalo, like, yo, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, can you steer me in the right direction? And he's like, bro, do your research. I said, this is what he's like. This is where I did this. This is this and this. But you got to do your own research, and you gotta make it your own. Like, he wasn't willing to like tell me what it was, and that empowered me more, because I'm like, I see this man racking in 50, 60K a year off of beard products. Like, I could do damn near twice as that. You know what I'm saying? I got a better job than anybody that I know. So it's like, you need to like push yourself. You got to push yourself. You got to get around like-minded people. If you got Shayna over here and she doing hair, and you know your cousin over here is the best, why don't y'all link up and come up with some kind of service where y'all can piggyback off of each other? You know, I'm real good with doing sew-ins, but shoot, I could braid the mess out of somebody here. Talk with each other. Maybe y'all could swim back and forth. It's all about commerce. That's what it's about. It's about commerce. It's about building that relationship. That's what we're lacking. We're lacking relationships.
We're lacking that community relationship.
Exactly, and that community.
Because you see people like, I got a cousin, she got her own hair salon, and you know, and I'm like, and it's her and her friends, and I'm like, that's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, it's great. And you just want to see more people in our community be like, you know what? Instead of going to Supercuts or something like that, I'm gonna go support them and not be, oh, I don't know if they're good enough, or I don't know if Kimsa is good enough at doing drywall. You know what I mean? Give your people that shot. You know what I mean? To prove themselves, instead of being so, I guess, fearful of your own people. You know what I mean? Like, go out and try that.
I got one thing for you, and I apologize.
No, you good.
My man Demetrius Nix. Now, a lot of y'all might know him. Okay, he out there. Okay, Demetrius is out there. Okay, but when I tell you that man has built nothing and made it into something, he has. You've seen the transformation in that house that he has over off Fall Street. Yeah. You see the fact that he is now building a construction company out of nothing. These boys don't know what they're doing. They're learning as they go. And that is a great thing. Most of them, and excuse me, I pull that back. Most of them know what they're doing. They know the trade. But here is now an outlet to push our young men towards something to doing. Okay, carpenters usually get anywhere between $40-$50 an hour, something like that, if you're registered through the union.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
I'm a plumber, and they kind of fixate those numbers. Like they
okay,
people
so
think
they
that we make a lot more than
okay.
Now,
y'all really broke like the rest of us.
Oh, we broke like the rest.
Damn.
Of Like until you become like a master,
right?
Then you getting that money,
right?
That's why I tell people, like I tell black and brown people all the time, like, listen, you can become a journeyman and you can work for yourself. And you can create your own dollar. Yeah, like you know what I mean, like. So that you can see those things like those prices on Link ID and be like, hey, you know, I'm going to go become an electrician and work for somebody. No, you go get your accreditations and you go build your own for your family and then for your community. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm on. Like,
exactly.
Let me shoot in here real quick because just a couple of things. Miss Laura, let me just kind of get an idea or understanding of what you're saying. You said something about you're not in the age bracket, but you asked for an app months ago. Was that for peacemakers? I don't know. I just want to make sure that, you know, we're not leaving you out because that's not what we're here to do. I like also what Denise has said, inspiration and motivation among ourselves and teamwork versus competition.
Absolutely.
Right.
But healthy competition is always good.
Yeah,
you always need that
competition.
You should have some competition.
That's a part of human nature.
Right. Like, if you don't want no type of competition in
life.
life.
So teamwork with competition.
Yeah. You want to pass? Like, I don't.
Come on now.
Yeah, so absolutely. I mean, that's another thing. You got to have, you know, if McDonald's wasn't close to Burger King, their fries wouldn't be better. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't, you know, it's like, it's the thing. You would get a grocery store that's horrible on one end, but if they only like Tops over here, right?
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. This Tops over here is raggedy. It smelled like maintenance men and cheese sandwiches. You know
but you can bet Mr. Manula back in the early 2000s sure did sell his share of Tops for about $20 or $30 million.
Right.
And the only reason that I know that is because my uncle did all his landscaping.
Right.
Oh, man.
You see that? and here's the crazy
part. You see
part.
how low key I be about stuff, and I know a lot of information about a lot of things.
Now watch this.
Yeah,
if we had a Price Choppers right down the street,
that'd be nice.
That's gonna set a fire under their butt. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Let's not keep that private interest towards our legislators where they hog all the money. Let's take that money that they're getting to actually put the Price Choppers. Let's put it back into the community.
Right.
Let's create programs. Let's create jobs. Let's create abilities, and let's create different avenues for people that don't have it.
Right.
We put in a grocery store. Let's employ our own people. Right. Let's have all the way from the management to the actual general manager of the store, all the way down to the cart people, be people of color or people that live in that neighborhood. Forget people of color because we're all over the place.
Guess what? Because broke ain't got no color.
Exactly. Right. Let's contribute to the people that live in that community. You want to bring something into our community? Okay, cool. I got about 200 people that live in this community that ain't got no jobs that need to be able to do this.
I have a question.
Go ahead. So,
didn't they open something on the other end of Highland? Like, was that the Tulip place? I mean, the place that they just built when they were talking
I believe an extension of Tulip.
An extension of Tulip.
That? Okay,
yes.
Because they
cleared all that forestation down to make it an extension for Tulip. And if I'm not mistaken, I think a lot of it was just waste.
Okay, that was because I just basically.
But I might be somebody might want to fact check me on that. Right. I might not know what I'm talking about. A lot of times I talk out of my ass, but a lot of the times the shit I be talking about be real.
Okay, now I'm getting a response back. Okay, so Laura, this is what I'm gonna ask you to do. Go to the Niagara Falls Peacemakers page, and if you can actually message through there that you need an application, leave your information. We'll get it to you because we don't want you to feel like you're not listened to, because at the end of the day, Peacemakers is for everybody throughout the whole city. Doesn't matter what walk of life you're from, what religious belief you have, and all that other stuff. At the end of the day, as long as you're not a sex offender, you can be a peacemaker. Period. Point blank. So go ahead and do that. And once you do that, then we'll make moves from there. Also, Denise also had. Oh, let me go. No, some more. John Fidel. He said we need to bring back festivals.
Right.
Of all festivals back downtown.
Yeah,
I agree. I said that
absolutely
last week too.
Facts.
y'all don't even understand how much the Festival of Lights
Right.
brought to Niagara Falls.
I just said that
and
last
they
week.
sold that right or
Right.
that name to a different state
Yep.
Crazy, right?
to make money.
Crazy.
So not the current maybe not the current legislative that we have, but maybe legislation down through the years
Joker
where
face.
gave the ability to for another state to come and take that from us.
Man, we gave
So we had
we
nothing.
gave
And
our,
we
basically
gave it to
gave-
them.
We gave our convention center away for $1 to the casino.
ridiculous.
We don't have
To the natives. You know, and then we get mad when they start making money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that you listen? You gave me a property. I bought it to you for little of nothing, and because you didn't understand my vision, you know what I mean, and then you didn't have enough common sense
It's straight
to
business.
have people. And watch, they didn't have people because I like to make bring facts. We didn't have people that were a part of our local government at the table.
Yep.
We had people like Byron Brown and other people outside of the Niagara Falls region for a casino that's going to be placed, that was placed right in the heart of our city. We had no say-so in it. That was when Mayor Ilya was in there. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the, but watch this. We got to go and we got to get this information. We got to be more proactive. We're not proactive. We're very reactive. We wait till stuff happen,
Right.
and then we want to rah, and everybody got to get up and, you know what I mean? So I know we're going a little over time right now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have our closing statement. I mean, it's so much. We got to continue this conversation because there's so much meat.
I'm with it.
And so much, you know what I'm saying? So much meat and so much substance. And we need the community. Everybody that's watching us, please share this. Please meet us back here again next week. We have to have community engagement. We have to have community accountability. We're going to start with my man, Nick. Nick, if you have some final thoughts that you would want to give our listeners to, you know what I mean, when it comes down to our community being accountable.
When it comes down to it, at the end of the day, we all live in the same place. We say all occupy the same space. You know, the saying that it takes a village to raise a child or a man, is that the case? I have 5 boys, and I will get on top of them at any given cost, and I will also reprimand your child as well if I see them coming out of line, because back when I was growing up, that was the thing to do. Okay, I respect that.
You put your hands on somebody's child now.
I would never. Well, I would never hit nobody kids, but I'm definitely gonna. They definitely gonna get the big
work.
Nick. They gonna get the pops talking to him. My kids know, Nicholas. If you hearing me, you know what I'm talking about. But they'll get it. But what I want to say is that we all have to watch out for one another. Okay, we all have to police one another. We all have to keep each other accountable. Right. Okay, if you see something, you need to say something. Like I said before,
That's right.
It is very big. You cannot tell me that everybody was on Pine Avenue. Okay, it's a couple folks that went live, and you know who you are, that seen them people walk up and shoot that boy or was riding past. You could have said something. So, like I said, you need to say something if you see something, and I just think that we just all need to just just don't even know what the hell they doing. So how the hell we gonna know what we doing? So put them to work. If you need some help around the house, put your kids to work. So just watch out for everybody. Watch out for one another. And if you got some kids that don't know how to act and you having some trouble with them, please message me. I would love to come and talk to kids. And it's not all yelling and screaming, but it's always about a positive message and letting the kids know that what you put out there is what you get back in return. And I have to just take care of one another. And if anybody needs anything, I'm always around. I'm always down for it. I'm always down for a conversation. And I appreciate everybody on the panel for letting me come through.
appreciate you.
Absolutely,
too,
man. That's
Cool, bro.
Appreciate
see,
y'all.
this brother right here is what I'd like to call one of the new OGs, because we had OGs back in the day that would look out for the young people like that.
They don't do it no more,
They don't
man.
do it, man. And so it's time for us that's okay with rocking it out, man. Get out on these streets and show these young people a positive role model. Ladies, your final thoughts.
Go to these community events.
That's it.
I agree.
Attend.
Come on.
Make donations, even if it's $1, even if it's $5, even if it's 24 pack of water. Make donations. Give back to your community.
That's great. That's good stuff. Kayla.
Um,
Like a deer in headlights, huh?
No, like I said, I agree with Nick, and like I always say, it is about community. And I didn't mean to seem like insensitive as far as me and like I take care of like my household and it's happening over the bridge, but almost just like starting at home. That's important.
But
to
you
me.
have to be like
That's what I'm
that. You're
saying,
doing
but
exactly what you need
Yeah, I
to
mean,
do.
like starting at home, because he do hear about it, and we know a lot of families are affected by the stuff that's going on right now. But I feel like you just have to start at home. You know, maybe if they started at home,
absolutely.
that's the preventative. You have to start with your household first to prevent, the oncurring. But like I agree with Nick as far as being neighborly. I say it all the time. Like maybe if you speak to your neighbors, then they'll know what to expect, what each person expects from them. You know what I mean? If you're all doing the same thing, then that's not going to affect the next person. Well, it will affect the next person, but y'all going to be in agreement.
And I want nosy neighbors too.
Yeah.
Nosy neighbors
They're
is
the best.
cool.
Neighbors,
All of my neighbors around me is nosy, and I'm nosy just as well. Because if you see somebody where they not supposed to be, why you over there? That's my neighbor. Yo,
That's my
you need to get from
that's my neighbor.
get to getting, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it should be.
that's why I say
You're not
that.
being nosy. You're not being in somebody else's business. You could be preventing a crime, or better yet, you might be saving somebody's life.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, that girl that died 4 houses down from me, if somebody would have been outside and seen if somebody was in front of that house, if I was outside, I would have went in and got the gun in a heartbeat.
Right.
Yeah.
I done went and got the piece on somebody that was less than that. But if I would have seen that,
because
we
crazy.
would.
Oh, man, come
She
on.
might still be here, but I ain't see it.
Right.
So I mean.
All right. Well, listen, my brother Kempsa, come on, give it to us.
I disagree with Nick wholeheartedly, like everything he said and what Kayla said, because I live on a senior, I'd say, block. And they were really welcoming to me and, my family when we first moved out there. They came and brought different type of snacks and, introduced themselves. And I appreciated it. You know what I mean? Like the elderly Italian people, they were very, very welcoming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like their husbands have passed, so like I look out for them. And as far as taking care of the snow, if I see your lawn's a little messed up, I'll pick it up for them. It's like we need that again. Like I grew up like that. My grandmother.
You saying you disagree with us?
No, I agree.
I thought he said he disagreed too.
Oh,
Wait a
you
minute.
did.
I was about to say, wait a minute,
He
brother.
just agree.
I just agree.
I disagree. I'm like,
No,
what?
I just agree. Like I just agree with y'all wholeheartedly. Like
Okay.
Because
I'm like, you're saying the same thing as we are.
No, because like y'all know how we grew up, like the 90s. Like my grandmother was around 1630 Michigan. Like Tony, pull your pants up, go over here, do that. Like and it was all correction on the whole block. Like so, I say we all definitely need more of that. But I think a lot of people are afraid of these new age kids, and we gotta somehow change their mind state. But I just don't know how to do that.
First of all, if somebody beating up their grandma, that's ridiculous.
I ain't say beat up their grandmother.
I'm just saying, like, the
but
kids,
yeah, they will do that.
Oh,
but
yeah, now, yeah.
But see, I never come at the kids. I never come at them like yo, da 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 da.
Me either.
I talk to him first, see what's going on, and then listen. I'll be like, yo, listen, young man, like that's not cool to do. Or I'll pull you aside, because sometimes a lot of people don't like that when you addressing me in a crowd type thing, because then they feel like they singled out. So sometimes you need to take them to the side and be like, hey, yo, look, this is what's going on. Shout out to one of the people that were on the list of leaders. Modi Cox.
Yeah.
The Winning Because I Tried program has been in the community for a long, long time. He was here, then he went to Buffalo. He's back. Modi is mainly in Gaskill, and I believe he's in a couple different areas as well. That's my cousin. Shout out, love you, fam. But he works with our kids at the middle school level. So he is the most down-to-earth, most likable person probably out of everybody when it comes to the kids in the school, okay? Because he brings them snacks and food to eat. That is why everybody likes Modi, okay? He gives you hoodies, you get book bags, you get all kind of stuff. But that's just an example of some of the things that we got to do to put a youth in.
Right.
You do what you got to do because this is our future.
Right.
These are our kids.
And most of the time they be hungry. So
For real.
Feed 'em.
Because
They
half of y'all don't want, half of y'all done went and bought up food stamps and y'all done went and
They
bought
be
shrimp and steak and ain't want to cook it.
Right.
Ain't nobody cooking at the house.
So here we
They
go.
be hungry.
So that's. I want to make sure that you got your piece in.
Oh yeah, I
right.
got my piece in. You
You got
know,
your piece
I
in.
got
I'm
my
sorry.
piece in.
No,
No,
we
you,
all
I apologize.
we all agree. Like we all agree.
No, absolutely, and I pretty much concur with everybody that what we're saying, and also we need to stop being so reactive as a community. We react to everything. You know what I mean? Like we need to start being more proactive. We need to start hitting these streets. You know what I'm saying? We need to make sure that somebody is whispering out.
You're on the mic, people can hear you.
I love it.
I feel like Cat Williams. Did y'all see? Do you know I can see you?
So basically what we need to do, we definitely need to be more proactive. We need to get out and actually, you know what I'm saying, for those of us, those strong one of us that actually are willing, like, you know what I'm saying, like my man Nick, myself, you know what I mean, when you see these boys, come here, man, pull your pants up, man,
For real.
you know what I mean, it's okay to do that, you know what I'm saying. Now some people might take offense or whatever, but it is what it is. But for those who are considered leaders, for those who are considered not just leaders, but those who are considered what was the word that I used?
If you're an OG.
Yeah, if you're OG.
If you older than 30.
If
30 and older.
Let me put it this way. Influencers. Anyone who is considered an influencer, use your influence outside of your personal interests.
Yep.
Use your influence when it doesn't, lift you up, or your organization or your church or your business or whatever the case is. Come out and use your influence just for the better good of the community. Because we getting kids killed and shot, and we no one's saying, well, people saying something, but they saying it in their own little personal little headquarters. Come connect. Let's connect. Ezra Scott said a long time ago, a connected city is a protected city. If we started connecting and start putting our heads together and saying, hey, we about to come together, we about to take our city back, and it's strength and power in numbers. You get about 50 men in the black community. Get 50 good, strong black men to come all at once.
I challenge 50. I challenge 50 strong black men. I'm gonna name a couple of them. I'm gonna name Christian Ham. I'm gonna name Kenny Armstrong. I'm gonna name Demetrius Nix. Ezra and you and Kimsa is all of there. So name one of y'all count. Who else? I'm a Shooter. What's good, Shooter? You got to influence. A lot of people follow you, brother. Let's step up. I know you already do what you do, and I commend what you do, man. But let's all get together and put our heads together, because it's all better if we all work together. Anybody missing any names?
My boy Kenny Hamilton, he's great influence in the community. Like we all need to come together as men.
My man Quentin. Quentin all over the place.
Yeah, you already know.
Quentin, what's good, man? I know you done moved out, you done got bougie, and you went out to Buffalo and Cheektowaga. Bring your ass back over here. We need you over here. Buffalo is good. You need to come on over here, and I need you to be with me, because we click well together. Who else we missing?
Yeah.
It's a whole fleet of us. We need to start.
And all of y'all that I mentioned, if you got any other good black men that is willing to do the work and not just talk shit, bring them with you.
Dennis, Marvin Crittenden,
come on, man.
Amir Miles, they all great
tag
black men.
I need y'all, if y'all see this, tag every last one of them that I said in this video. And if they got a problem, they can come see me, because I ain't talking nothing but real, and I love all y'all anyway.
BJ Smith,
come on.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, Ryle Parker. You know what I'm saying? Yo, no, I mean, because listen,
These is good black men that we talking about.
Right, yeah,
Officer
absolutely.
Travis.
Come on now. He already.
My cousin.
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on now.
Officer Joel Smith, because we got people that's on the
Yup.
force that's solid people.
Come on now.
All officers ain't bad.
How
You
they
know
gonna
what I'm
mess with you if you got 2 cops in your corner already?
saying? Come on,
Right.
bro.
Yeah, I forgot San Quinn.
San Quinn,
yeah.
Mr. Dirty Bird.
Yeah, that's
Mr.
Ryle Parker.
Come on.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, that is
Yeah.
right. I forgot.
And here's the thing for next week, y'all. For those who are watching, let's make sure, come up with these people that you can trust and that trust you, and let them know like this is a movement. This is where we got to start moving hard because listen, the streets are moving harder than we are right now, and that's why everything is happening the way it's happening.
And if,
Yo,
and if we can all link maybe like once or twice a week and meet and get a building or try like y'all got
Yo,
to
we
build.
got to build.
Actually
Yeah.
come up with
High
valuable
level, bro.
ideas and put forth
And just
steps.
right,
movement.
and let's really start trying to build our community, have our own festivals, put our money together,
Yep.
and really start doing these things. Like I think it's great about the gun buyback program. Like
Yep.
we should really
Absolutely.
just keep going and moving forward. But we need strong men and women.
Yo,
to-
keep that.
to unite.
We gonna keep this energy,
Yes.
and we gonna see y'all next week. Black Reality
Much
Unscripted.
love, much love.
Saturdays at 5:00. Please tune in, share it with your friends, and we'll be seeing y'all next week. Peace and love.
Adios.
All right, all right.